Hello everybody, Dr. Mariana here from Skin Talk. So you've asked the question, why is our injectable procedure so expensive? So we're going to talk specifically about the neuromodulators today and try and explain where does the cost actually come from. So there's a huge variety of potential needs for patients. So there's no one formula or one cost that works for everybody. So when you call the office and ask, what do you charge for your Botox? It's very hard to really answer that question over the phone without seeing your face and discussing what it is that we're actually trying to achieve. So, for instance, somebody who's young that gets Botox more for preventative purposes is different than somebody who's got deep edge lines in their face already. So the other important contributing factor is the size of the muscles, and it has nothing to do with age. It has to do with the actual size of the facial muscles that we're targeting, and then also different areas obviously need different dosing. Other important contributing factor is our lifestyle. A lot of my patients do want to have some movement still after they've had their neuromodulators, or I even have some actors in my practice that needs to have certain expressions with certain roles. So typically when we quote the cost of neuromodulators, it's quoted as a unit, and a unit is a little unit on our insulin needles that we use to inject Botox with. Some clinics will give you a quote per region, so frown line or crow's feet area. So it's a little bit different depending on the choices of the clinics. So another big contributing factor to the cost of the neuromodulators is the manufacturing. So neuromodulators are all biologics, which means that they're very sensitive to even tiny little minor changes. So I had the opportunity last year to go through the Allergan manufacturing plant virtually. This is in a tiny little town in Ireland, and this is where the whole world's Botox are being produced. I was super impressed with the quality control, the manufacturing process, the sterility, and how they keep the environment stable, so that when I get that Botox in my office, I know that 1 unit of Botox is the same as the 1 unit next week and next year as well. So I need to have that trust in the company that the quality of the product is outstanding. So the other important factor that I want you to pay attention to is the injector experience. So, these days people can go and get a weekend course in learning how to inject Botox, but that doesn't make them a good injector. It's not just about the technique of injecting. Injection is an art, and it's important to understand what muscles we're trying to manipulate to have certain outcomes, and also understand the risks of injections. So my advice to anybody who's interested in looking at getting facial injections is, do not compromise your facial needs with sticking to a certain budget. You need to make sure that you do your homework. Find an injector that you can trust, somebody that can be there for you, that can do your follow-ups, and also manage potential complications. So it shouldn't always be about the dollar figure. It needs to be a great positive experience that makes you happy. So I hope that helps a little bit, and please stay around for my shout out. So my shout out today is to tell you about wildlife conservation. Some of you might know that I'm a big supporter of wildlife conservation, loves being in the bush and the smell of the dirt. So there's a company in KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa that's a non-profit organization called Wildlife ACT, Wildlife Act. And their mission is to save our planet's wildlife and wild places from extinction. So one of their big projects that they involved with is rhino anti-poaching programs that they have. Also a big a new program that they have is with painted dogs, and also protecting pangolins all over the world. So look them up. I'll post a little bit of interesting videos and hope you absolutely love it as much as I do. Till next time, bye bye.